and it only gets realer from here. In today's topic, I'm going to be discussing surrounded by enemies and how to conquer your fears. But first, I want to give a shout out to all my fellow Pisces out there, gang, gang. You already know we in the building. Also, want to give a shout out to all my two twos and my three threes, and my two twos and my three threes, and my 777s. And shout out to any other angelical numerical numbers that I may have forgot to mention. I also want to thank everybody for coming out to support the channel. Thank you. And those of you that are new, welcome to the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell notification to be notified of my upcoming videos and content. And we're going to jump right in. So when you're surrounded by enemies, it's like I say, you got to know how to move. You got to know how to play chess, man. And put this sanitizer on, man. But yeah, you gotta know how to move because your enemies, you just have to know who your enemies are, okay? Now, first off, um, let's talk about Leo. So with Leo is like Leo's always gotta be seen. What's going on, James Hudson? What's going on? Welcome. And like Leo's is like they always have to be seen. And it's like if they're not seen, and I'm gonna tell you why, it's because of the ego. It's like if a Leo is not seen, then they don't feel. How can I say? It's like they don't feel right. See, and then another thing, what's going on, Chariot? What's going on? How you doing? It's like a Leo is ruled by the sun, and it's like when they so basically being ruled by the sun, it's like they're considered a star. See, so that's why it's like them being like the heart of the zodiac. A lot of times they feel things in abundance. So it's like they can go into a situation, you know, uh, you know, affirm things such as, oh, this will be great, or I'll have this, as because they're very creative. And then a lot of people don't know that who put it like this, who or what planet hides behind um the sun, see, in itself. And a lot of people don't know that it's Neptune, see. And then behind Neptune is your Uranus. So a lot of times people don't understand that that's like the three stages of Leo. And then like with Leos, it's like if they put it like this, if they have to be seen, it's because they want to be admired. It's almost like they want the recognition, they want the praise, they want the people to applaud them. And if they don't get that, they feel not seen, if that makes sense. See, they it's almost like, them being very generous and them doing things for you, as they are considered the most generous of the zodiac sign, Leo. And they do this because it's all about the recognition. See, it's all about the admiration, about them getting the compliment, like, oh, why they give so much from the heart is because they want that recognition. So it's like if a Leo give you $200 towards food, let's just say you was in need of something. When they give you that $200, it's like they keeping score. They'll keep score with what they gave you. And then if you don't say thank you, or you don't say like how you appreciate it, and they don't get that from you, then all of a sudden they take all that love, they take it away. They feel like, oh, you didn't see them for what the deed that they gave or what they done. So if you don't love them back the way they did you, then that's when things become a problem. Because what Leo has to know is that they got to do the inner work. See, that even if you are the heart of the zodiac, you got to do the inner work first. The inner work is that you don't have to be seen when you give from the heart, when you truly give from the heart, it's more done inwardly, not outwardly. So it shouldn't matter about how people see you for what you did. It's about being humble. See, doing things from the heart, knowing for a greater cause, meaning like to please God and having that inward, just being able to know inwardly that you're doing the right thing requires you to not have to depend or worry about what the whole applaud or you getting the recognition for it because that's just the ego. See, let me see what's going on. Cherry said, I never knew that. And it's more related to like the esoteric. So like people don't understand like every sign, just like every sign has a shadow side. It's like a lesson. To every sign has a lesson to learn. So it's like Leo has to conquer their ego, see, because the ego wants to be seen. That's why every time you hear a Leo speak, they're always saying I. See, I, me. It's always me, I. They never say us. They never say we. It's always me. But I did this for you. See, but I made sure you was good. Oh, because I loved you. So it's like they're trying to get the whole, oh yeah, you did look out for me. Yeah, I appreciate they want you to compliment the love that they gave. See, because that's all about the sun. See, the sun is the light. So sometimes like how a Leo, how a Leo reigns is because they can make they'll put it like this, they can make their visions reality. They can turn their visions of their visionaries. So it's like they can envision something and then make that um a reality, right? Because they're creative, right? That's why I said Neptune, the planet Neptune is behind the sun. See, the sun, people forget that the sun is a star. So whenever you look at a Leo, you wonder why they always have this type of celebrity type of vibe where they look at themselves being like bigger than what they actually are. See, and everybody forgets that light takes up space. So whenever a Leo walks into the room, they think they own the room in such a way. See, which it's nothing wrong with that. But here's the thing: as Neptune, see, Leo wants to be seen, but with Neptune wants to feel where everybody's coming from. See, that's what Pisces is all about. It's like I want to feel everything. With Leo is I want to be seen by everything. So wanting to always be seen because they feel like they're the light, the star. And that's why don't give them when people don't look up to the sun, then they don't, give them the praise that they're looking for. They can't take it. See, because it's like, why am I not being seen by the deeds that I did? See, because I loved you and you didn't give the love back. You didn't even acknowledge it. And they feel that they have to be acknowledged. So that's what makes them force the light upon you. And then sometimes it makes some people can't handle it because a lot of times they get overwhelmed by the light. But here's the thing: if they are not seen for the things that they feel they've done to be seen, what would make the sun turn black, right? See, so they don't even feel alive without being seen. If that makes sense, they feel it's like a death, a mental, spiritual death that they feel when they are not seen. If that makes sense, see. Oh yeah, definitely. No problem. Don, everybody that's here, appreciate y'all. And see, this is the thing. Like another thing is like, see, the ego dies. The, okay, the ego dies when it hits Neptune. Okay, and the reason why is because Neptune dissolves all boundaries, right? So it dissolves all boundaries to the point where it becomes inseparable. It's like that's why you have to separate yourself from it, because that is the lesson for Pisces, is not to take on other people's emotions, not to live through other people's emotions as you feel them through what? Empathy. See, and the thing about Leo is that they don't use empathy. See, it's like they look at they just, all they do is they see themselves, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because the sun reflects. That's all the sun does is reflect. It reflects light. See, and that light gives them what? It gives them a vision. See, and then they make the vision a reality, right? But here's the thing: people don't understand that reality can be bent. See, meaning that reality can be manipulated. It can be bent into, and that's what these companies and everything in this world, that's what they're doing. They can bend reality to make it something different, because they can switch in, the form of it. So that's why I said life is an illusion, because there's truth behind every single lie that we see first. And you wonder why it's hard as hell to get to the truth of every single thing, or why it's here and what it's for, because of manipulation. Manipulation has bent reality in this world to where we're surrounded by what? Enemies, illusions. Illusions are clowns. Illusions are clowns, meaning what we see is a clown. We see a mask. We see a face that is not real. See? So as we see things, we can't go by what we see. We got to go by what we can't see, the nonverbal. When people are talking, it's more about what they're not saying. See, and that's why you gotta be silent, to be able to see what you can't see. Because when you're silent, people will project onto you. As long as you keep talking, people won't project onto you. So you gotta be silent in order for that person to project onto you, because that's where the secrets are. That's the truth. The truth comes out by you staying silent. See, that goes from how they feel about you, that goes from the things that they've done, all by staying silent. See, so when you are around people and you wonder why they acting funny, they saying weird stuff to you, they accusing you of things, they making fun of you. They're doing all these things because you are silent, and you are what? You're pulling all that stuff from below the surface up to what? For where everybody can see it. Why? Because when you're silent, that shows what? The light. Silent is the light. See, and a lot of times people think it's the noise. No, it's not the noise. The noise is darkness, because as long as somebody keeps talking to you and you listening to them and you're talking back, now what? Because they fill the gap. Now, oh, they can hide stuff from you. See, because you're blinded by the illusion. The illusion, that's why I say reality can be bent. And this is why you can't walk in fear. That's another thing. With fear can hold you back. So what you have to do in order to become fearless, you have to face your fears. And when people say that, is you actually going to it, you have to expose yourself to your fears so that it doesn't have a grip on you. See, if you are afraid to speak, then start speaking. If you're afraid to get in front of a camera, start getting in front of a camera. Because the more practice and the more you do it, it weakens the fear of, oh, I'm in front of a camera. It won't break you how it would if you seldomly, do it. So if you let's say you have trouble, speaking to people, start speaking to people. Expose yourself to the things that make you feel uncomfortable. After you do it for so long, it no longer has its grip on you no more. So it no longer is a fear. See, that's how you conquer your fears, and that's how you become fearless, because when you reach a certain level of awareness, you operate on a whole different frequency. See, to where those things that will break somebody else, it will not break you. You will still be relaxed and unmoved. See that? Unshaken, untouchable. But it all is mental and it's physical, because listen, What affects the unconscious is the manipulation. See, all manipulation is influence. You could have, put it like this, you could be around bad influences, see, to where they position you without you even knowing that they're doing it. So they can influence you to do do drugs or do something that you wouldn't do yourself. And you're doing it because, oh man, come hit this, hit this. Well, let's match. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Come over here. We finna go roll up. And you can't stop yourself because you're manipulated by what? Their influence. That's what has bent your reality. Because your reality of what you do is not what they do, but you can't separate it. See? You can't separate it because what? You allow this person to influence you. That it influence to when somebody influences you, that means they're manipulating you. See, manipulate, and this is what people do every single day. McDonald's, all these places manipulate the customers. Every single company manipulate is using manipulation. See, and that's holding back the truth, and that's putting people into position, whether it be a customer, whether it be whoever. See, but you gotta you. That's why you have to set boundaries, man. Firm boundaries. And here's the thing, Pisces, you have to set you have to set clear boundaries. Boundaries. You can't set the invisible ones. You can't expect people to just figure it out or find them. No. Like if you don't have a voice and you don't stand up for yourself, people aren't going to see the boundaries. See? And it's like that's how they get close up on you and try things because they don't even see the boundaries. You have to have them clear to where you have to say, okay, look, I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that. And it starts with saying no. See, as soon as someone tries to influence you, come on, man, let's go to the club and let's have a couple drinks or whatever. And you don't say no. See, you don't say no, they can't see your boundaries. See, so now it's like, oh, that was something you didn't like. Why didn't you say nothing? See, to establish them, to show that, hey, I don't do this. But that's the thing. Like, see, boundaries is what protects you from manipulation. It's cold blooded. It keeps the way you are protected. Anybody can. There's people out here. Anybody can bend you. That's what people do. They bend you, influence you, and that's the thing. People don't understand. Like the problem with influence is that how do you know that this is the right way to go? See, because you lose direction when you start listening to other people and in their suggestions and them telling you where to go. You have to know of what they're telling you matches up with you and where you want to go because you have to separate them. So that's the thing. With Leo has to separate the fact of being seen from their ego because that's the thing. The ego is present when you want to absorb, when uh you want to attract, see? You want to be seen for the image. And that's a lot of times what people fail to realize that image is way more powerful than what people think is the self-image. So that's the thing. So when you are seen in such a way, the worst way is to what? Have no boundaries. Because and that's also the fear. People fear that. People fear losing themselves. So that's why I say the manipulation moves people without you having to physically move them, see, or verbally move them. People that what they do is they reposition you and they keep you off balance when they manipulate you. They bend your reality and they causes you to move. The problem is that when you keep going along with someone else's influence, after following through with it 4 or 5 times, guess what? By the time you realize that you were what? Manipulated the whole time, you can't just get out of it just like that. You're screwed. You're stuck. See, they call that being knee deep. You already have been wooed into a trap. See, And that's what people do to you, is that they influence you, they lead you so far into it to where you become dependent on, oh, I need to do this because Tyrone said if I don't do this, then I can't do such and such. And then it makes you have to, step by step, you don't even realize that you've been manipulated by that person. See, now that you see that you're going along with something step by step, and you wonder why they just won't tell you and reveal the whole damn plan to you. It's like, oh man, first you gotta do this, bro. You gotta go through this, and then after some time, then we'll reconsider. No, that's manipulation. See, that's unrealistic. People just have you go through the processes, and it's like only to eliminate yourself. It's like, damn, did this person do anything? Like, did you find out anything about that person, or did they find more about you? See, because a lot of times that's what people do. They can manipulate you into doing something that they want, but make you think it was your idea. And how people do this is they get you. They're like very soft spoken, very very slick in the way they maneuver with you. They say, "Oh man, you're such a good worker, man. Hey, we got a promotion open up, and little do you know, it's a promotion nobody wants." But they make it sound good. They make it seem like, "Oh man, you're getting a raise, a bump in pay. Oh, it's great position, great business opportunities. And yeah, I think you would be a good candidate, right?" So you start working your ass off. You start putting all this work in for you don't even realize that this position nobody wants, and it's gonna benefit him more than it's gonna benefit you. But he tries to manipulate your reality into thinking that, oh, if I get this, I'm getting a bump in pay, I'm getting a good position, I'm getting this. And little do you know, everything of what you're doing is working for him. See, at your expense. And that's manipulation. And this is why I tell people, like, you gotta stop taking other people's opinions of what you should do step by step to avoid being manipulated. See, if it's not a position you want, don't take it. I don't give a damn how good it sounds. $50 an hour. If that's not something you want, don't agree to it. Do research. Wait to decide. See, delay stops control. Delay stops. See, when you're unpredictable, it's hard for someone to manipulate you because it's like, oh, when they thought you would say yes, you said no. That's why I would say, do not be quick to try things. Don't be quick to go along with things because just because they're suggesting and saying that you should do something. Anytime you hear the words should, could, don't trust it. Do not trust people that say, oh, yeah, but you could have been better. Oh, yeah, but you should do this. If I were you, I would go this route. But it's up to you. If you hear someone say that, they're full of it. Do not go along with that what they're saying to you, because when someone says should, could, and they say but, oh, you're a good worker, but you could actually be better if you do this. When people are doing that to you, don't trust them. Don't even go along with nothing else that they say to you. End it right there. Because anytime you're suggesting, anytime you're saying you could, but you should, but, all that type of stuff is it leads to what? Your downfall. Those people do not have your best interest whatsoever. Because that's the thing, like those words, as you hear them, people feel at ease because they think, oh, this person likes me, or hey, oh, they didn't just go in on me. That's just like saying if you go take a driver's test and it's like, hey, you took the test, but let's say um, it's like they say, oh, you didn't pass, but you still failed. It's like, come on, bro, really? But it messes with your highs and your lows, and that's the thing. What I say, you have to master life in itself. You have to go through self mastery of your emotions, because you cannot show everybody how you feel when you feel. See, it's like you can't give everybody your smiles. You can't give everybody your joy. You can't give everybody the emotional of, the true emotional, um of what you feel, because people people observe you, okay? And when they observe you, they're observing your highs and your lows. See, they know when you're in a good mood. You're laughing, you're smiling, they say something, or the person, you know, they're mostly quiet. So they realize that, oh, when they don't say anything to you, you don't really be as excited. Oh, but as soon as they start talking to you, they realize, oh, you perk up and you start to smile and start to, get excited. Now you're smiling, now you're laughing. Now that person knows how to control you, because now they're like, oh, when I was quiet, this person was all sad and like, hey, looked at timid. Oh, but then when I started cracking little jokes, the person started laughing. So now they know how to cut it off and cut it on. See? But when you're silent, they don't know what the hell's going on. They don't know whether you're going to laugh, whether you're happy, whether you're such, they have nothing to go off of. So now they back off because of the uncertainty. See, uncertainty is that little small little, just, uncertainty that they go through is like, wait, I don't really know what this person is doing. Let me back up before I make myself look bad. See, because they can't take the chance when they have what? Hidden motives, when their motive's not right. So that's why I say it's always best to be silent. Go into a situation, yeah, still, still own the room, but don't show where your emotions are at, if that makes sense. See, you gotta know when to smile, when to laugh, when to do these things. But when you're dealing with people, the problem is that these people observe you. See, they pay attention to everything, the way you speak, how you talk to others, what they look for all these little frequencies within the output of what you give people, because that's how they read you. They go off of that. And then whether or not they want to control you based off of how you feel about things, that's what they do. So when everybody is ignoring you, for example, everybody, you're surrounded by enemies. Everybody around you, they know that they don't fuck with you, right? But they're still, they still talk to you just a little. They give you just a little bit to hook you, to make you think that everything's okay when it's not. See? But you being silent, you already pick up on the frequency of low energy. See? And you wonder why these people aren't talking to you, because you're on a higher frequency. No, listen, a person sizes you up. See? A person realizes that you're silent. See? Which shows what? You don't need validation. It shows strength. It shows confidence when you're quiet. See? It shows that, oh, I don't need to be like talking to seem cool and tough and important. Nope, when you're quiet, it shows that, hey, I'm comfortable with who I am. See? So then what people do is, when they're not on that level, they're not going to talk to you. Why would they? See? Because that silence is what exposes them. See, that's the thing, and that's why people revert, they go to projection to try to what? Block it. Because if you're not saying a damn thing and you're literally around someone long enough, they will start to break. See? As long as they're wearing a mask, they're gonna break. And this is why they get up and leave. This is why they find an excuse to go do something else. See? This is why you see uh Baguette and Tony, they can just go off somewhere. They might lie and say, hey, we're going to the bank. But you wonder why they leave you by yourself, because of that silence. It's not for you to feel bad. It's just the fact that you're on a higher frequency than they are. They can't relate to you. They can't even communicate with that. See, they can't communicate with a frequency that they are not on, that they're not a part of. And then you wonder why the people that do talk to you and communicate, they're on a similar or the same frequency. See that? So that's why I say you will attract. That's why you're not supposed to go out there chasing people. You're not supposed to go out there trying to chase people to accept you. See, you will attract in that silence the right people. the people that are for you because they chose you. See, that's why I say the prince and the king, they're not supposed to go around, chasing people and trying to, hey, why is everybody so quiet? And, why are you guys ignoring me? And, is this something that I make, and that's why they do it in the first place. They want you to be in the state of mind of doubt. See, they want you to be timid. They want you to be vulnerable or to feel vulnerable around them. See, and that's how they gang up on you. They wait for you to say something to to try to figure out the energy, right? Of which you feel, which 9 times out of 10 make you feel uncomfortable around them. So then when you begin to break and you start to say, "Hey, why is everybody so quiet? Why is no one talking to me? Why am I this?" And now you come off as needy. Now you come off. Then what? What escalates? Oh man, you know what, bro? You just be acting weird, bro. You be coming and doing this, and it's like they just waited for that opportunity to gang up on you. Time you knew they didn't like you, and this is why you have to leave first, bro. You don't listen once you know something and you pick up on this energy and this frequency. There is nothing else that needs to be said. You know what? No closure because you already seen it coming. You were 10 steps ahead. I'm gonna tell you why. When you remove yourself from a situation, you've already spoke. Your Listen, your absence speaks louder than words. When you're not there, that hits way harder than you sitting up there trying to explain and trying to find out and figure out and no. See, when you leave a situation, they already know why you left. See, because they wasn't fucking with you, and that's good because you got to look at the metaphor. They wasn't fucking with you. They wasn't on your level. You damn sure wasn't on their level. So, hey, call it truth. You go your separate. Hey, I'm going my separate way. But what you don't want to do is you do not want to lower yourself, lower your value, just to try to what? You see these low vibration folks with that energy, and you're trying to accept it. You're trying to join it. Requires you to what? Become more like them. See, whether that be a low life, that be a person that hey doesn't have much energy, because the higher the energy, it reaches a level of joy. See, that's why when you see people happy, it's not because they won the lottery. It's because they're on a higher frequency. See, but here's the thing: At each lesson that you go through in life, you have to apply it. See, every single lesson that you go through, I'm gonna tell you why. Because awareness. See, awareness. Once you become highly aware of your surroundings, nothing's gonna come to you that is high. Anything that's not real is not gonna even come to you. See, but you're gonna see it for what it truly is, what it's really for, and people can feel it. People can feel your awareness because it's your armor. See, they know, if we ignore you and you don't say nothing, he's not gonna say nothing. He's unbothered because he's already been in the darkness. He already went through that lesson already. So now that person has armor for that purpose. So that's why I say when someone, you might think that, these people don't, because that's the one thing you don't want to do is compare yourself to people of being, in a low vibration. Just look at yourself and then when you self-reflect, because that's what Leo does. Leo realizes that no, I don't even have to, their lesson is to accept themselves, see, for what they've done, not expect it from other people, see. So it's like, don't seek validation of trying to be liked by other people through recognition. Because Leo, as soon as they feel like, somebody is not paying attention, like, I just, like, it's almost like they feel dead without that praise, without that clap, without the applaud, without that whole, hey, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Like, you're the best, whoop de woo. Had it been for you, I wouldn't have this. They're looking for that. See, they're looking for that love and admiration. And if they don't get it, they don't feel alive. See, they feel dead. They feel depressed. They feel like, oh, and you know what's crazy? They take it personal to where it's like, it's not even like, oh, they're it's like they don't even get pissed off. They get hurt internally. See, because they, especially when they're like looked over, skip. Oh, and then they expect the certain person that they're with, and guess what? That's why Leo ends up breaking up with you. See, because they felt unseen around you, or just with you in general. Once they feel unseen, they're gone. See, and that's the thing. Like, a lot of times, the reason why the reason why a Leo is so successful is because, like I say, they have abundance mindset. They're able to look at a situation like regarding money. That's why a lot of them start businesses. And like a lot of times, if a business is not working, that they've started, sometimes the lesson is they must start a business where they are not there. See, because sometimes Leo can be the one to start the situation. They can be the one doing all the work to get it started. But then if the business flops, the Leo lesson is to start up a business that what? Where they're not present. They don't have to be there every day. And that's the thing, because what I just said, the whole having to be seen. Sometimes Leo has to learn that, hey, it's not about me being seen for what I know, for my knowledge. It's about me building a business to where I don't have to be there to be seen. See that? So that will they have to strangle their ego in order to win in this life. Because the ego is what keeps them. Listen, you can try anything and it won't work against a Leo because of how they see themselves. They love themselves to death. See, to where you could call them names, it's not gonna work. You can reject them, it's not gonna work. You could try anything towards a Leo and it won't work. But guess what will? You taking your bare hands and grabbing their ego and you strangle it. See, when you strangle that ego, that's what, because they're gonna feel that in the heart. They're gonna feel that crush. See that? So that's why I say when they go up against a Pisces, that's how they feel. Because Pisces is about loving you, but silently. It's cold-blooded. A Pisces can love you, but not express it the way that Leo expects, because Leo expects self-expression. They want it to be loud. See, an audience. But when Pisces loves, Pisces feels you silently. See, Pisces is the type of zodiac sign that uses empathy. So a Pisces can literally start crying and nobody knows why the Pisces is crying, but it could be because a person in the room just lost their mama and a Pisces picked up on it. See? And then a Pisces be like, the person that they feel, they can come, it's like a magnet, like an alarm. They can literally come across the person that lost their mama and be like, man, you know what? Let me pray for you, man. You see what I'm saying? They'd be like, Father God, and that person would be like, they'll start crying because now they resonate that, oh, you crying because of me, because of my situation. See? And how do you know that? How do you know I'm the one that lost it? See? Pisces. That's why I say Pisces feels silently. So that's why people get confused. They start calling Pisces crybaby and, oh, you're in your emotions, you're sensitive. No, a Pisces just picks up on pain. They pick up on sadness, all the emotions, sadness. They pick up on your ego. They pick up on everything that move. See, to where they hone in on what they feel. So Leo is all about self-expression. So if you don't express how you feel about what they just done for you, you don't tell them that openly, they think you don't love them. It's cold-blooded. So a Leo can literally, if they're unhealed and they're on that first stage, they can literally not even see you. And you love them more than they can ever imagine. And guess what? They'll leave you because you didn't do it out loud. It's cold-blooded. See that? That's why they say don't let your ego get the best of you, because if your ego gets the best of you, you can what? You can miss out on love. True love. Because true love is silent. It's cold-blooded. See? It's not, people think that it's supposed to be an explosion. See? And it's not like that. Now, let me see here. Culturally, appreciate that, James Hudson's. You said the Jews are really from Saturn, the hexagon, and the matrix. Okay. And that's interesting. I really don't know much about that though. I ain't gonna lie. But Jay Mike said, "Bro, I come into live. I live right next to you." Really? You coming to live? Talk about Jay. Let me see. Culturally Hispanic says this happening at work, in the train, randomly on the street. No, this is just like I say. This is just what I know. See, because like you gotta. I'm looking at the whole, esoteric, approach. So I see it being more than just horoscopes and like that type of stuff. Like I see the way people live, because you got to understand another thing about the sun that people fail to realize is that the sun hones in on personality. So this is why Leo it is depicted as the lion. See, because you got to understand people follow the light. See, so you understand that that's why every time you see a Leo, they're not alone. They're always with an entourage, a pack of people. See, it's like they're the head, and then it's like all the little people that they love the lion. So it's like the lion, carries it. It's like a protection. It's like think of a mother and their children. It's like you see the whole family when you see the lion. And that's the thing about the light, see? And that get overwhelmed by is because Leo literally, as they walk through a situation, it's the light that destroys everything. See? It's the whole, you know, the whole that light is so bright that it shines no matter what. See? And a lot of people can't take the light, especially if they're living in darkness. And that's why, like, in the in the mythology, according to Hercules, with the whole Hydra situation that had the dragon with many heads, the whole point of that whole myth or whatever was the fact that Leo having the light, that light being so bright and so, so strong, actually the Leo didn't even have to like fight with Hydra, because Hydra couldn't take the light. He got so it got so intense, it got so intensely hot that it literally, it really like shrunk him down to size, like burned him to death. He suffocated because of the light. The light was so damn strong. See that fire, the fire with Leo is different. Fire with Aries is like a spark. With fire from Sagittarius is like direction. See? So when you see a Sagittarius, it's all about where they're headed. You look at Aries, it's all about the mind. It's the light. It's the when you flip a lighter, when you flick the lighter, that's Aries. But when you deal with Leo, Leo is the fire of it's like creativity. It's the flame that is like it can change things. See? And it's like a lot of times it's the love that they give that actually destroys, because it's like a lot of people that won't say thank you, people won't be appreciative, or just in a situation, they'll suffocate around that energy. See? Because it's like, wait, you feel like this, you feel like, hold on, man. You wait a minute, like, y'all, they come on very strong, and you can feel their personality. That's like when they walk into a room, you will literally look over at them like that without even like, trying to see, because you'll look at them and you'll be like, Who are these people? You see, they walk in like leaders. They walk in like a king or someone that you should, recognize, to where it's like the president just walked in the room and you didn't even know it was the president. You just look over there like, yo, where are these people? Who is all these people? See? And it'd be the Leo. See, that's why they're known as the king and the queens of the zodiac, because of the heart. They're the heart of the zodiac. So every time a Leo feels unseen, they feel unappreciated, they leave. They leave unseen. See that? See that metaphor? And that's why I say, like, now that's just for people to understand Leo better. See, to understand Pisces better, understand the fire signs better. And you got to understand too, we're dealing with fixed fire. See, fixed fire means that as they see things, as they vision things, that's it. See, they affirm everything that they put their eyes on, they make it into what? This reality. They create their own reality based on how they see things, and you cannot change their mind. That's why I say you could try to reject them, you could try to talk down on them, you could try to attack them. It won't work, because you got to understand that the ego. You're Before you even get to them, you got to get through their ego, and their ego is like literally so tough that it's hard to break. Like, you could listen, a war. Put it like this: a war within the myth. Okay, with Hercules, right? Is that with Leo, they try everything, bro. I'm talking about they tried ambushing. They tried to take the Leo out. They were really throwing everything at the lion. Nothing was working. Nothing was working. See, because that's just how sure, how confident, how bold, how the shine of the Leo is just so intense that everything they tried to like make it weak and make it surrender and make it break down, it didn't work. See, because Leo is all about I. See, so they put themselves in an abundance mindset to where they feel like they own everything, just like the King of the Jungle, just like what Lion King or whatnot. So it's like that movie truly depicts Leo. So that's why you gotta always know how a Leo. That's how a Leo feels. In other words, but when you're surrounded by enemies, like I say, you just have to know how to maneuver, because when you walk into this life, you gotta know how to play chess, man. Not chess literally, but you gotta know how to move, because everything is based on how you move into a situation, how you respond. It's like how do you behave when you're around other people? See, and then people based off friendships and social groups with what is by the way you conduct yourself. Because listen, let's say let's say you lose composure. Okay, let's say people were ignoring you, for example, and it made you feel uncomfortable. It made you feel rejected or whatnot, right? And it's done on purpose to get you to break. See, people don't just ignore you because, oh, I'm ignoring you. They ignore you because they have a hidden motive. See, and they're doing it to break you, to make you feel what? Insecure. So as soon as you feel insecure, now this is when they do little things to get you to lose composure, lose that calmness. See how it shakes the if you don't actually stay silent and use it correctly, because you have to use your silence as a weapon. See, that's the way you have to think about it. Just like manipulation, all manipulation isn't bad. It's just that people have brainwashed people into thinking that it's bad, but it's actually good manipulation, because what if somebody's trying to get you to do something that's wrong, and you don't actually, you know, you might have to have a certain way that you position people in order for them not to try to force you or pressure you into something you don't want to do. So you pretty much then talked yourself out of it. You made it seem like it was their idea, that hey man, you know, you really don't want to have Christians around you when you're drinking and smoking. And then all of a sudden they say, yeah, man, you know what? We gonna move around. And you like, oh, okay, damn, all right. What? Y'all gonna move around because I'm a Christian and I don't smoke or drink. Oh, damn, all right, man. But that's what you wanted anyway. You just didn't want to tell him, nah, man, I ain't drinking with you, because you already knew how he was gonna take it. So sometimes it's like some manipulation is good when it's used to protect yourself because you know that had you shown it indifference, what would it have done? Started a confrontation, altercation over something you don't want to do because they want you to do it, or they feel ashamed or feel like you're looking down on them, so they respond accordingly. So that's why I say like it's crazy how everything works. And like I say, you do not want to lose your composure. You want to stay calm under pressure. Because if why I keep reverting back to the same example is because there's a lot of people that feel uneasy when people are ignoring them. See, and you know you got much to say, and people literally don't include you into the conversation. They carry on, and you see that everything seems interesting, but like jump rope, you find that hey, there's like no way for me to get in the conversation without me actually looking desperate or looking needy or looking like you're trying to chase the whole hey hey, I'm here, I'm not invisible. And see, what you got to do is you have to stay silent, even if you feel that way. You got to stay silent, and then what you got to do is you have to subtly move yourself out of that situation. See, just leave, not out of emotion, but leave because you realize that this situation is dead to you. There's no life here. See, because people don't know do that. It's rude. See, and when you let people treat you a certain type of way and you tolerate it, what you're really saying is, oh, you matter more than me. See? So that's why I say, like, you gotta be careful. And how I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm not perfect, but how do I know this? Because through trial and error, as we are going to be tested through the end of time, because like I say, people want to control you. See, and I'm gonna tell you, the problem is this. People know what they're doing. They know exactly how it feels. See? But think about what they're trying to. Anytime somebody is ignoring you, this is a difference from being silent. See? But when it comes to people purposely ignoring you, they're being what? They want something from you. You have something that they need, but they don't want to simply ask for it because for for the sake of them asking, they want you to offer. See? And they want more from you than what you hey, more than you can bear, to where if they sit there and play that manipulative game long enough and you stay, it's a test. They want to test to see, oh, we don't engage you or hey, talk to you. How, what are you gonna do? See? And as soon as you react emotionally, why aren't y'all talking to me? Why, hey man, I'm actually here. And it's like now they see, like, oh, once you done lost self-control, now you've opened the can of worms that they wanted you to open anyway. See, it's like you opened that can of corn and they wanted you to do that, but they manipulated you into doing so yourself, even though it was them that wanted you to do it in the first place. Because now the motive comes straight in and you got six people ganging up on you because, oh, it's like, yo, if you have no one to sit there and talk, because I'm going to tell you, when you talk to people and they talk back or communication, because communication is a two-way thing. That's why we have walkie-talkies. And it's like, oh, you decide not to answer yours. Why? And I'm gonna tell you and I'm talking about the fact that if they were talking to you, then all of a sudden they're not talking. See, that means that, oh, they saw something that they don't like about you. And that's the fact that what they felt exposed. See, they feel exposed when they're around you. They already think that you know the real them. They already think you done seen through them. But I'm gonna tell you the ultimate thing. They are watching you is the reason why they're ignoring you. If everybody's ignoring you, that means everybody is watching you of those people. See? And the reason why it's so many is because they all agree. People, it's so crazy. People will trust a snake before they trust somebody that's silent. It's cold blooded. People will trust someone that they know that steals versus somebody that's silent. People are afraid of people that are silent more than anything. See, they'll let a stray dog into their house before they let a person that won't talk into their house. See, just because of that exposure. It's like a suntan. Like people will literally avoid the sun just to not get a sunburn. It's just like they'll stay into they'll shade themselves everywhere they go because they do not want that sunburn. And that's how you got to look at it. When if you are quiet and silent, self composed and chilling, calm, cool, collective, there's those people can feel that. Even though you're not saying anything, you're still communicating through energy, frequency. See? And then they feel that sunburn if they stay there. So that's why they all leave. And you feel alone because they're not on the same frequency as you. And you take it personal, you think it's you against them when you're surrounded by enemies. You just got to look at it in a different perspective. Like, okay, I get it. All of y'all got the same frequency. See? Because to be a follower shows what? Lack of leadership. See, and that's why they always say when you when you look at a person that will follow someone else's influence, they have been manipulated already by that person. Whoever the head is, you got to look at who's the head, who's the leader, the ringleader. And then when you see how the ringleader conducts themselves, then you look at all the little minions or imps, and you're like, yo, I get it. They're even weaker than the ringleader. The reason why they're flocking so bad is because they have no direction of their own. They have no boundaries, you guys. That's what I'm saying. So that's why the ringleader can walk all over them. And they feel, I'm gonna tell you why they won't talk to you. Another reason is because they do not want what? They don't want the ringleader to be mad at them. See that? So that shows weakness that, oh, they do everything to please the ringleader, whether he's right or wrong. And all of a sudden, hey, I can't talk to you because if I talk to you, he- then the ringleader's gonna, cast me aside and ignore me. So now everybody is and everybody's worried about what the ringleader's gonna do. They're in fear. See that? So you gotta know, like, oh, that's why they're not talking to me. They're afraid if they piss off the leader for the sake of talking to me, because the leader told them not. See, the leader already communicated. Oh, I don't f with this person. I don't fuck with this person. I don't like this person in secret. See, and as you are silent and you observe, you wonder why they're not talking to you. You come into a room, hello, hey, how y'all doing today? What's going on? Nothing. You get the forced, it's like resistance within their voice where they hesitate. Oh, hey, what's up, what's up? And you realize it was no energy put in how they wasn't like, yo, what's up? It wasn't no energy there. It was the hi. How you doing? Oh, oh, and it's like barely nothing, right? It's a reason for that because somebody has been talking about you, man, to them, and they feel like, oh, if I'm seen talking to you, I'm in trouble. That's the fear. See, and that's why I tell people, like, bro, if that's how you know, pay attention to this, and this takes what? High awareness. When you see this next time, and you wonder why Joey, as long as he's round the boss, he ain't talking to you. But when it's just you and Joey, he like, yeah, man, what's up, man? And whoop de woo, yeah, that game was cool, and he all cheery. But then as soon as Tyrone come, and he know how Tyrone feel about you, he ain't got nothing for you. No conversation, nothing. See? Because if Tyrone catch him talking to you, oh, he loses his place. He loses his position. It's almost like he's fired in that whole social circle. Because I'm gonna tell you why. Divide and conquer means that they're trying to get you to submit to them because they know you are so strong. See, that's the thing. That's how you know when you're surrounded by enemies is because you're strong. They know you're not easily shakable, broken. People can see what's powerful and what's not. See, it's like that's how you know. Like when you look at the sky, you see the sun, the moon, and you know that it's there. But then as you know where it sits and you know where it's set there, you know, oh, I can't get up there. See, but I'm aware of it. That's why I say you got to be aware because if you think everybody is nice, that's not awareness. See, it starts there. You just have to be aware that it's people out here that will really do you in, fam. And you got to be able to discern which one is which. Because if you chasing validation and you trying to get somebody to like you, that's the complete enemy. Now you just doing yourself a disservice. See, now you they call that going into a rabbit hole, not knowing that it's boundless. That it, hey, you gonna get stuck there, trapped there. But this without another thing too. Watch what you pay attention to. See, because sometimes you can literally watch a situation and then all of a sudden you start to what absorb its energy. So that's how sometimes when you're not able to separate that of which is not of yours, see, now you're stuck feeling and living through somebody else's emotions. Okay. Let me see. Culturally Hispanic said it. Is this happen? Oh yeah, he asked. Okay, so what do you do for a living? Sounds like hospitality. Am I right? Seems like a workplace where you have to work as a team, though. Is this a restaurant? Nah, this is just I'm self-employed, so I don't I'm more like a private contractor. I don't do any like 9 to 5 work or nothing like that. But it's like um hell, if I had a 9 to 5, I wouldn't even be able to go. I wouldn't be able to go live or be on this like I would want. Uh Culturally said, right. So is this like a gym or train? Could you give a example of where this can happen? No, it's more like this. Everything that I'm talking about is about increasing awareness. See, because this is the thing. If if you do not know about things, okay, for what they really are, that and I'm gonna tell you, the awareness it counts towards the truth. See, it keeps you from being fooled by the illusions that the world gives you. So as soon as you become aware, now you know where to set limits and boundaries. But it all starts with you being aware that it's there. And as soon as you are aware that okay, people steal, people lie, people cheat, everybody's not good, that allows you to prepare yourself for it. It's almost like, okay, well, hey, let me put mothballs in the garbage can because I'm aware that at night, raccoons, they smell the garbage and it's a chance they might jump in there and tear the trash up and leave it everywhere. So because I'm aware of that, I'll go out there and set limits. I'll go out there and set boundaries. I'll put a trap. Maybe I'll put some few balls of mothballs down so the smell would deter the raccoon, right? But the person that leaves the trash out and they're unaware that those raccoons come out, now they wake up with trash everywhere. Garbage can knocked down, and it's just little scrapes and tears of just trash and food all over the yard. But it's like, had you known better, had you known more than just knowledge, see, and and became aware. That's why I say that thank God for philosophies. Thank God for all these different things of which we know because it gives us more what? Awareness, man. See? That's where wisdom comes from. Wisdom is above knowledge. See? And it's like when you're wise, you know what to do and definitely what not to do in all situations. You're never supposed to try things that you absolutely have no idea what it is. See? And if you do, you're being manipulated into what? Hurting yourself because the lack of knowledge. When you don't know things, people can fool you. When you don't know things, people can deceive you. When you don't know things, people can draw the illusion. See? And then all of a sudden you believe the first image that's in front of you. Not and here's the thing, awareness allows you to see what's behind the mask. See? And wisdom allows you to see behind the whole conscious. The whole conscious is behind the unconscious. See? That's how it works. It's like three stages. That's why I'm saying, like, the first stage, you got to understand that deception starts with the first image, the first impression. See, because you got to understand the impression is what they want you to see, what they want you to believe. It's not the truth always. And then the truth hides behind the mask because now this is the real expression. That's why when you piss somebody off, that mask drops. See? And now that person starts to get angry. And now they're showing you their true colors because that's who they were the whole time behind the mask. You didn't know that because you fell for the illusion. See, now the truth is there and it's like right in your face, but you have to believe it. See, for what it is, you can't add to it, you can't subtract from it. What they show you is the real them. If you get cussed out and they never done that, that's the real them. You wonder why it happened and then they stopped doing it. Put the mask back on. See? So that's why I say I believe that companies should have more than one interview. I believe that people that want good workers, it should be a long, lengthy process because of the illusion. See, it's like, okay, have a verbal interview, have a computerized interview, have a you know what I mean, a group room where more people can observe because people are literally actors. They can really put on a good performance. And then all of a sudden they get these jobs. And now when the place gets shot up, oh, we didn't know Tyrone went AWOL. Nobody saw this coming because they fell for the illusion that Tyrone gave. See, you can't just look at the skills because you can be a serial killer and have all the skills and accolades and degrees and all that stuff. Look at Chris Benoit, but then you in the damn house putting wrestling moves and losing your mind because you didn't win AWOL. You lost it. But everybody thought you was a professional wrestler. It's like, that's the thing. Like, can't go by titles and names and all these things because Jeffrey Dahmer could live next door and you won't even know it. See? Because people, you listen, do you think if a person like Jeffrey Dahmer was living next door, you think they're gonna go outside, broadcast it, and put a note in everybody's mailbox that, hey, I'm Jeffrey Dahmer's son in the flesh, reincarnated? It's like, no, they're probably gonna spend a whole lot of time in the house. And if they do go outside, they're gonna keep a low profile. See? And then it's like in those moments, the only way you're going to be able to tell whether or not he's reincarnated next door is by watching him. You're gonna have to observe him closely. Not just one day. It weeks and weeks and weeks. Observe. See? Because listen, as soon as people do everything in darkness, as long as the light's on, they hide. See? And that's why when the lights are on, they put the mask on. And then you fall for the face, you fall for the emotion, the first emotion that they express, and you don't even realize that was the shield. Because it's the thing, not all light is good. See, the devil came in the form of light. He even used it and deceived people. See, and he came off as being good, you know? The devil, see, people think the devil is this red creature with this with the freaking or serpent with this long, lengthy, rope or some type of, you know, the way they depict it is nothing like what it really is. See, that's the illusion that they want you to see of what it's like. But the devil, what it really stands for, is someone that you would least expect that has what evil intent towards you. The devil is the one that puts on the facade. See, the facade is mostly what people, it's the manipulation, it's the influence. So it comes in a form of light that looks good. It looks pleasant. It looks, oh, this feels good. This doesn't look like a threat. Oh, this person has makeup on, smells good, cologne, business suit. Oh, this person don't look like they will hurt anyone until they actually hurt you and catch you off guard, and it's too late. See? And that's because you trusted the image. That's what the devil is. The idolatry is the image. Because you gotta understand, these names like Kanye West, these people like these celebrities, people don't go to their concerts because of Kanye West. They go because of his image. See, they worship the star. That's why I keep telling people it's the star. They worship the star. They worship the star. They go to the concert. The concert is almost like a congregation. When they are sitting down, when you're clapping, applauding who's on stage, all you're doing is idolizing and worshiping. That's all you're doing. See, that's all you're doing. And people do this and they don't even realize it that, oh, I'm inspired by Britney Spears and I'm doing, no, but no, you're not. You don't even know. Britney Spears is just another human, just like you. The only difference is that she's on stage and you're below her. See, it's a reason why she's on stage and you're right here. And in this separation, you wonder why, as you hear the frequency that she's giving off, you're worshiping it. See, it's almost like if you go to church and they start to, you have the Bible study, or they start to sing and praise, and then it's like you start clapping because you can feel you're in the spirit. See, you're clapping because it's almost like a release that happens. And then the same thing when people go, and I'm gonna tell you, it's because they clap because they're actually it's almost like they're giving the and they're giving the praise to God. It's what you can't see. So when you go to a concert, you're doing the same thing, except you're not praising God, you're praising the devil. You're basically, whatever the lyrics are and whatever the motive, wherever, put it like this, if those lyrics are about killing or doing different things, wrong things, then you're basically saying, when you clap, all you're doing is saying you agree, you agree, you agree, you agree with everything that's said in the lyrics. See that? And the artist is just a puppet. They're just a human with a name that what projects an image. But here's the thing. I know this for sure, is that in those concerts, there's portals that open up. You can't see them. See, they know that they are there, and they open these portals, and it starts off these um with these. It's like it's a form of light, okay, and it opens up, and people that are like the warlocks, the people that are like the uh demons in high wicked places, if that makes sense. They know what they're doing, fam. They're actually captivating you. They do spells, they do mind control to keep you there. See, that's why when you go to a concert, you feel like throwing up. Whenever the crowd starts to squeeze you and push, like you wonder why it's made like that in the first place. See, it's to suck the energy out of you. That's why you leave the concert wiped out. You're like super faded, super throwed. You're just done. You ready to go to bed, or hey, you're just drunk as hell, right? Crazy thing is that we call that putting on, fastening one's belt across their waist. See, sucking the life out of you. And if you don't even know why you're crushed and why you're so, you can't, even the neck to neck from every single person in the audience is almost like Bro, why does this feel like I'm trapped? It's because once they open that portal, once you look into it, once you're paying attention, you're giving it energy, you're feeding the portal, you're feeding it, see? And you don't even know you're doing this. That's why I say deception is so crazy because even back in the wartime, like back way back, Caesar times, Augustus, all this, different types of thing, Christopher Columbus, all those things. It's like people were using deception since the beginning of time, man. That's how, man, like manipulation, intuition, all these things, they're ancient, man. Like people don't, if something's been around forever, look, that's why it's so powerful that it holds control. It's not all about curses. It's not all about the whole boogeyman things of the folklore and all those things. It's the ancient things like the pyramids. Like, what were people doing before books were made? What were people doing to sell goods? No one would try something just because you say, "Oh, try this okra water. It'll heal you. It has medicine in it." You let the okra sit in the water, and then once it looks like, once it looks like a little little fertilizer, you drink it. And then you get healing off of it. Well, it works good with the blood. So as they're telling you this, it's like you see them drinking it. And then what makes you think you should? See, it's like you have to make a conscious decision that, hey, I'm going to go and get that. Here's the thing, go get it yourself, make it yourself. See, so that way you're doing it because you want to do it, not because they're influencing you to buy it from them. See, so sometimes like people won't tell you this, but like you could go buy something from someone and get overcharged, right? And then all of a sudden the deception is, oh, you could have went on Amazon, got that same thing, and did it yourself for way cheaper. That's all I'm saying is that the lack of knowledge, they're just quick to do things and they realize they get scammed. See? And that's why I tell people, like, be patient. Don't be quick to follow along with agendas. People, because people will think that they're doing you a favor when actually they're not. They're doing themselves a favor. It's like, oh, let me take you to the store. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll take you to the store. And then they might want a pack of cigarettes, but they didn't want to pay for them. See, so they're opportunists. They're like, oh, you need to ride to the store, man? You want to go to the store with me? You want to go to the store with me? We can just talk with it. Oh yeah, 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 okay. And you don't even know they had an agenda, a motive, the whole time of why they offered that ride. See, that they wanted someone to pay for their cigarettes. But you thought, oh, I had a friend. You thought someone was there to talk to. Because I'm gonna tell you why you fell for that illusion. You didn't question it. You didn't stop and think and say, wait a minute, why is he offering to take me to the store? And that's why I'm gonna tell you, when you stop to think, I'm gonna tell you why you stop to think. See, because of being, listen, when you stop to think because of you're consciously aware. And that is what is triggered when someone is trying to get you to do something, especially if they offer. Because people only offer when they're expecting something. Nobody is just freely offering things just for nothing. No. People offer because they want and a lot of times they want something bigger than what they're offering. Oh, you want me to pay for your $15 pack of cigarettes. And hey, the ride, I thought, hey, I was just riding with you, but then you put me on the spot with the whole, hey, cover me and I get you back on my paycheck. And it's like some people they give first without thinking. So then that allows you to get manipulated. It bends reality of the situation. You got bent because you just simply couldn't tell that person no because you were unaware. See, why did he drop you back off? Because he got what he wanted. Once people get what they want, they show their true colors. It's like they'll wear the mask to get through the front door, see, to win you over. Soon as you trust them, they take it off. And you wonder why they lost respect for you. See? Because if you will fall for that, they don't want to be around you because you fell for something that you should have said no to. And when people look at your self-image and they think you're stupid, they want they don't want to have nothing to do with you. Because when they hear your name, they're like, oh, that stupid guy that, hey, took me to the gas station and bought me cigarettes. That's how they're looking at you because they made you do something that you didn't want to do because you didn't stop them. And that's why I say, like, as soon as you, you put it like this, as soon as you decide, if someone asks you to do something and you ask yourself, why are they asking me this? It's a reason why you're consciously, it triggers it triggers your mind to think. It's like, oh, I must miss something. See, I must miss because remember your eyes can deceive you. That's the first. See, everything in the front can deceive you of your frontal, like your face, right? So like your eyes can deceive you, your nose can deceive you, your mouth can deceive you. See, but you can't fool the intuition. It's what you can't see. Your heart, your intuition. Your intuition is in your gut. See, then it's your heart. So everything behind your face can't be fooled. See, that's why they say if you're not giving from the heart, you don't really mean it. It means that you can have a hidden motive. And why I say your nose can deceive you, because it's not a dog's nose. Your nose can deceive you because, oh, the person smelled good, so you trusted them. Oh, you saw a promotional deal and you thought it was a deal, but it actually wasn't a deal. You got scammed. And then your mouth can deceive you because over explaining yourself and oversharing makes you look weak. Your ears can be deceived because you don't process and you're not aware of what you hear. You believe everything you hear. See? And why I say you have to become aware, because now the very thing that a person cannot fool is your a strong, sharp mind, fam. See? If this is messed up, the eyes, the mouth, everything is fucked. It's screwed up. Is cooked. So that's why you gotta get the knowledge first. Then you gotta get the awareness, the philosophies, everything up here because it controls everything else. And that's why people don't think straight. Everything else is crooked. And I'm not talking about the intuition. Everything in intuition and heart is still there, but I'm talking about the eyes, the way they communicate, the way they smell things, how they hear things. See? Because think about it. If you're hearing voices and someone's telling you to go do something and you obey, and now you're doing 20 years for it, what good was that? Oh man, I heard someone was telling me to go over there and hurt this person, and you obeyed. You didn't know it was a demon telling you to do that. God didn't tell you to do that. See? And that lets you know you were more influenced there. See that? Your ears. And that's the thing. People look at things and they trust it. You go to a dealership, you think you're getting good service, but you're getting taxed, dude. You could do those same repairs yourself. Follow a YouTube tutorial, buy the right tools, do it yourself for way cheaper. But here's the thing. You think because you see the big building, the corporate office, and all these people professionally, dressed, you trust it. See, you trust the very thing of what I told you that, hey, it's all gonna always be dressed up in a pretty package. See? And see, what you have to be is a package that has, hey, you gotta package yourself a certain type of way regarding others. You gotta be that gift that, hey, it's the reason why that gift's not open yet. See? Because that's what I'm gonna say it like this. It's either two things gonna happen. Whether something's gonna come to you good with good intentions, or it's gonna be bad. It's never it's never gonna be anything different. It's either gonna be a good situation or bad. And then all of a sudden, people overthink it. When you meet somebody, that's what discernment is, being able to tell who's good and who's not, or of good, with good intentions. But like I say, it happens to the best of us. You just gotta be aware. Um, I used to watch my grandmother do things. I used to watch people do things, and I used to never, when I was younger, I never used to know why. But then now I get it. See, like it's the reason why people, lock both of the locks on the back door. It's the reason why people, put certain types of they might block off something or put a sign or some type of heavy whatever it may be behind one of their classic vehicles. It's like people that do that, you start to think to yourself, damn, this person is very, very aware. Like they know somebody could try this. And that's why they're putting a boundary there. See? They're setting a bound, they're setting limits and boundaries. Now it's like, oh, now here comes the little thief. And now the first thing he looks at is that, damn, somebody really was ready for me by seeing the heavy ass tool dresser thing in front of the door. And that is crazy. How do they know what you are consciously aware of? See, how does the enemy know? Oh, you were prepared for me. That's why you put this big heavy in front of the garage door to keep me from what? Breaking in. See, people are not stupid. People know when certain things happen, they know exactly why. Even the enemy does. That's why I say you don't have to communicate. You don't have to get it. Give an explanation, a response, or a reaction, because now or you lose composure. And then when an argument happens, you're not supposed to say nothing. Like when somebody argue with you, don't say nothing. It ain't about you. Listen, people think that if they say something, it's gonna make them look strong or make them look like, okay, like you didn't get punked or whatever it is, right? But the real power is not being moved by what people say. You get into an argument, someone's cutting down on you, saying all kind of stuff. Don't say nothing. See, even if it's so intense and you want to snap, don't say nothing. A lady just lost her life doing that in Milwaukee, you guys. She was driving and she got I guess someone hit her from rear-ended her, and then all of a sudden she got out the car hostile, and she was an Aquarius. She got out the car, hostile, and you gotta understand, if somebody gets in a car accident, God forbid, it's like that's the last thing you want to do is run up on somebody, that hit your car, and then you're like, yo, you hit my car, why you, and you yelling and screaming and you clutching and you grabbing something on your waist and whatever. You don't want to do that because that person is on edge already. They just got into it, they just hit your car and you don't know their frame of mind. What if they don't have insurance? What if, that was their only way to work? And then all of a sudden they shoot you. Boom. See? And that just happened in Milwaukee. The girl got shot because she approached the people that she hit and was screaming and arguing with them, going back and forth, and the dude shot her. point blank, grabbed his pistol, boom. See, it's like, that's why I say it's not good to argue. Don't even argue. Don't say nothing. Soon as you realize that, hey, this person doesn't like what I said, end the discussion. Don't even respond because you don't. The problem is you're rolling the dice. See, if you get snake eyes and that person shoots you, it's over with. They just took your life from you that quick. See, that's why I tell people that's the reason why people get killed is because of of arguing. See, it takes two people to argue because it takes two people to communicate. And then the minute when you start arguing with someone, it starts to build resentment. See, and then when a person gets provoked, it starts to make them want to act on it. See, that's why, like back then, the Columbine shooting, right? For example, the Columbine shooting, what it happened because both of the guys that had the trench coats on that went in back then with the Columbine shooting, they had first off, their zodiac signs was one of the dudes was a Virgo, and then the other dude was an Aries, right? So they were getting bullied at school, perhaps. And then all of a sudden, they decided to go to the school. Man, I tell you guys, it's just like they had names. This is how bad it was, you guys. They had names of the people that they wanted to get up out of here. Like they had a hit list, and the people they had depiction of drawings in their notebooks about the people, what they want to do to them, who's next. Just they had the whole thing planned out. See, and that's how that goes to show you that just because you're cutting down on somebody, you do not know what's gonna happen next. See, because you gotta understand, people don't always strike back right away. That's not wise. See, because something can backfire. You're prone to make a mistake when you instantly react. Instead, you want to observe, you want to self-reflect, you want to ask yourself, why is this happening? Why am I getting into it with this person? What is the real root? What's the real cause? And then once you find out what that is, now you know how to assess the situation. See, it's like now you know, okay, this is what they're mad about. So let me address this and resolve this right now. But don't try to, you know, grabbing pistol and trying to go and do something because now that could end. You could literally be trying to take somebody else out and lose your own damn life. Like that, you can't be too quick to just do stuff on the heat of the moment. That's how Suge Knight ended up getting locked up. Like he was just instantly, you know, responding. Everybody was getting a strong reaction out of him by the stuff they were doing. To where when he lost it that one time, that one last time with that, I think he killed someone. His ass got locked up. But it's like, you know, it's just how that whole situation happened. It's just weird, you guys. But yeah, okay, Thomas Faith, thanks for coming out. What's going on, Pisces gang? Let me see. Lata said, what's going on, Goldie? Um, Lata said how to create with patience when there is urgency at all times. Well, you just gotta wait. Give yourself time. And people seldomly give themselves time. See, it's like everybody's about to rush. It gotta go. We gotta do it now. We gotta do it now. You have to slow down time. See, you have to be patient and wait and say, hey, I haven't decided yet. See, I'm not ready yet to give you an answer. Oh, could you take someone, could you do this Friday? Hey, I'll get back to you. Always give yourself time, at least 24 hours to process things because you don't want to just jump on something just, right when you hear it because it could be a trap. See, you got to understand, like, the people that want you to hurry up and decide right now, and then as soon as you say, well, hey, I don't really have time. How about Monday? I'll get back to you. And they're like, well, no, hey, man, I only got two left. And hey, it's a chance those slots will be filled. Anytime they try to pressure you, don't do it. It's a catch to it every single time. See? Cause I knew a job that had open spots, and those jobs were jobs that people didn't want. Usually third shift, um, you know, type of hours to where it was just like none of the people working would actually make it. I saw plenty guys sleep in the bathroom, like literally could hear them snoring just by being in the next stall. It's like, dude, like they pretty some jobs just literally work you into the ground like that. But it's like you just gotta know, be able to, slow things down with patience. Um, don't chase things, let it come to you. Especially when it comes to women. Don't be quick to just chase women, chasing them like because the more you chase, the more they're going to it shows neediness. See? It's like it shows that they are worth more than you. So that's the little thing, like people don't always get that, but it is the way that's the way it is. But yeah, I gotta charge my phone, you guys. I'm gonna go live tonight again. So I'm gonna try to do 2 lives a day and get back on schedule because I got a lot of stuff to do. But I love y'all. Catch y'all on the next one tonight. Peace out. Smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for watching.